Szewczaks, it's me, Maja Szewczak, and welcome to another Idea Sunday. Already October. What's going on with time? Why is it moving so fast? Anyways, I'm in Mallorca on the day that this episode came out, but I was at home when I filmed this because, can't work on Idea Sundays when I'm away in another country because I go on an airplane and airports do not like glues or needles, but they're okay with beads and markers and paper and dollhouse items as long as there's no liquids and nothing sharp. But that's not what this video is about. Today we'll be turning those cabochons into a red apricot ballerina music box. So, got these ballet slippers, very appropriate for what I'm going to make, and the strawberry that I once bought in Poland but never got a chance to use until now. Has a hook already, however I'll have to glue it to the ballet shoes that I cannot put on the doll because they're not made for that. They're just made to be decorations. But anyways, creativity can always find you a different way to use things. Okay, so I'm going to glue that onto the ballet shoes, and we're not cutting anything today. I mean, we are, but not the cabochons. Finally, an episode where I don't have to risk my scissors nor get my hands to protest against me doing it. I'm okay with having to cut cabochons. I'm used to doing that, but in this episode we're not going to do that because I don't feel the need to, but when I do, I do it. When I don't, I don't. Just have to cut the hook a bit. It does have to dry, but I'll come back to it when it does dry. And to make this seamless, I may add a bit of cardboard that I have. I'll use this one, just going to cut out the crown image that I'm later going to turn it into a red apricot. But now it does look like a red apricot in a way, but it's not going to look like a crown anymore. And I think I'll add some red glitter to that and leave it until it dries. I've added the glitter. Now I'm carefully going to take that to the drying table and work on the strawberry. So I'm going to mix the glue, acrylic glue with the red glitter, just to make the glue more permanent on such surfaces. And I may want to do it to beads that I'm later going to turn into the ballerina for the box. So the acrylic glue and the glitter glue mixture now has to dry, and I'll leave it in the studio until it's dry. The pieces haven't dried, but I've added even more glitter, and I have to make sure the ballerina parts don't get glued to the piece of paper because I have to use them in the episode, and I don't want them to stick to the piece of paper when it dries, so I have to do regular checks on them and scatter it away from the drying glue areas. Even though this hasn't dried yet, I'm kind of thinking, what if I cannot close those two cabochons with the ballerina inside it? Well, not that I've tried, but I both calculated this, and it won't close with the ballerina, so I'm going to make the ballerina removable. I think I glued the press stud onto the strawberry cabochon, and on the other press stud will just have the ballerina base. And yet, if I do this, I could also use the ballerina music box, ballerina as a doll for doll, kind of 2-in-1. I have glued a press stud on it. Now I will do the other press stud and make a ballerina base. I kind of want a posable ballerina, so I'm using craft wire to make a posable ballerina. The beads are put together because I have done the glitter before it dried. I've put this together. Now I have to redo all the glitter, but that's okay. There's still a lot of work with this ballerina, just so she could look nicer, because right now this looks a bit of a mess, but I have to put the wire in to make the ballerina posable. I've used some pom-pom wools, frayed threads to make her hair. It's on a wire because I want to make the ballerina bun. Options for her hairstyle, still keeping hairstyles that have the ponytail. So I cannot do non-ponytail hairstyles like non-high ponytail hairstyles with it, but I can do high ponytail hairstyles with this doll that I'm making for the ballerina box. So I'm putting the red glitter back into it, sealing the hair on the ponytail wire, because that's how I find it easier to change the shape of my doll's ponytails if I want to. Now it's time to add in the red glitter back into the ballerina and let the ballerina dry. Imagine if she could actually do ballet while she's drying. No. That would be way too much of a mess in my studio. When you have all of this on your body and you're doing ballet and that, nope, wouldn't want that. Okay, the ballerina body is all glittered up. Now we have to let the ballerina dry and then make her look even more like a ballerina later. I left it to dry for 3 hours. Then I did a check-in right now. Like the time when I filmed this, I was just making sure the joints aren't gluing where they shouldn't be. And also, the glitter looks okay. And even gives me some thinking time. What should I do for my next layer of it? Should I add another layer of glitter? Or should I leave it the way it is? That allows me time to think about all of this. I'm going to mix the red glitter with pink and white cherry blossom glitter, because that's what I've decided for the next layer of the ballerina's dress. I will not do it on the body, but this is for the dress that I'm making for the ballerina. But still, it will have to take process with drying and check-ins and also the ribbon that I'm coloring with this glitter, well, needs time to dry and it will be stitched on to the ballerina. But I kind of thinking, should I make it removable or should I make it stationary on the dress? I'm thinking about it still. Maybe when it dries or when I get to check into it and see it again, then I maybe come up with something. All you can do is watch and trust the process. of how to make it, especially that if you want to make your own version or copy mine. Be creative. Because maybe that's the reason why you're watching this video. Don't know. Or you just like to admire my art. Or anything like it. Just tell me your reason why you watch Idea Sundays. Just so I could make it better. And tailor it to the right audience with the meaning of make it better. I am thinking of more details, but that could wait, and maybe I have time while it dries to maybe think about something else, change my mind about it. Well, when it dries and you keep on watching, you'll see what's next. The open and close mechanism was hard, but hopefully when it dries, it will work. The ballerina has dried. It doesn't look realistic, but that's fine. The ballerina can do pirouettes on the box like this. Whatever. I'll have to check on the skirt, but the closure of the box looks smaller than the ballerina, but that was the reason why I put the press stud on it. Now let's check the hooks. Does it close? Not really. But I can just always display it as an open ballerina box. And I'll fix the illustration here because I was trying really hard to glue this on. I tried again and looks like I'll have to glue beads to make it more stable closed. The closure was removable, so I was able to glue the beads onto the strawberry part of the ballerina box. However, that does have to dry, so looks like I'm going to focus on the ballerina and on the ballet shoes closure of the box. That ribbon from the other day, look how beautiful it is with all the glitter and the detailing. And now I'm going to make it into a ballerina tutu and glue it to the ballerina. But gluing has advantages and disadvantages. The advantages are that it stays on better, but the disadvantages, you cannot remove it if you want to change it. So, or should I figure out a way how to make the tutu removable and stay on? So, I have made the ballerina the tutu. And what was my final decision about the tutu? I've stitched her a hook and eyes, one to the back of the ballerina and one to the tutu, just so I could remove it if I wanted to, or put on a different one if I want to. I kind of want to add buttons to the ballerina top, so I'm going to use a black marker to do that. I've added buttons to the ballerina's top, however the hair color, it's too light for what I'm going for, so I may change it to something more fitting for the theme. Then for the ballerina's hair color, decided to go for a bluey black. It's not like black but really dark blue. So going to use dark indigo and winter night for the ballerina's hair color. Hair color done, even styled it in a ballerina bun. Looks better, especially that she has a fantasy skin tone, because our light hair color doesn't look good in my opinion on fantasy skin tones that are really bright. So this looks better. That's the ballerina done. Now the ballet shoes. They're pink. I'm going to keep the pink, but the silvery gray, not a fan. I'm going to change the color of the silver ribbon to red because I think it would look better than the silver. I was right, it looks better. The strawberry hasn't dried yet. However, I tried to close the ballerina box. It was easier said than done, but it works. The beads on the strawberry haven't dried, so I have to be very careful. And very careful with opening and closing the box. I did a check on the box. Then I started to think about the ballerina's hair again. And I've decided to add dark pink glitter glue to it. I will let the ponytail dry. Well, with the ponytail, I'll twist it into a bun when it dries. Had to do this so the most of it gets glitter where it should get glitter. I kind of find it hard to get it closed. So maybe instead of closing it, I'll display it like this when it's open, and when it's closed, just do this. And it works. Because I couldn't get it to close properly. I failed to do so, but it's fine. the ballerina cannot stand on her own, so she may need some sort of support to hold her in place, and even transparent plastic while doing stop motion animations with her. I'll show you what I mean about it. This is holding her a bit better. However, I could be limited to poses and camera angles, but it's difficult to hold her in place. Have to do it like this. But if you don't want your audience to see the plastic, guess what? Did you see the plastic disappear? Yes, you can always edit it out of your frames, so nobody has to know that there's the plastic. Just edit it out, and we cannot see it anymore. This is power of photo and video editing and what it can do. So it would be holding up like this with the plastic, but if you edit it out, you wouldn't even know there's the plastic piece unless I told you that I put it there. Like, that's how to make people believe that there's no plastic to hold her in place, but there is. And you're seeing the plastic again. Well, the last thing that I'm going to do before I conclude the episode, when I take the ballerina out, it always falls apart. But that's fine. I'm going to color the box rose red and add some pink to it. The strawberry is now so red I kind of want to eat it, but I shouldn't because cabochons cannot digest in your body, so don't eat them. And it can be dangerous too. But anyways, time to put this together and talk about the final product. I think this doll coral fits in really well. My grandmother gave me a doll to customize years ago, and this is what use I've made of the doll. It did not have posability, but when I gave her, the posability made her taller. Maybe it's just the beads I used to make her taller than the other one. Lime, but lime not in my studio yet. But maybe if I give lime posability, then she'll be as tall as her sister Coral. That's the ballerina box with coral. What do you think of it? It does give that red apricot theme, but a bit of like strawberry theme. And not sure why, but I think this ballerina was really appropriate for Coral. Like in Coral's room that I'm making right now. I did make things for coral and lime like years ago, but it's badly damaged and hadn't had time to fix it. But maybe I'll do that for a different video that either features coral or lime in it. But the box really suits the theme. And now I'm going to talk about the finished product closed. However, it does require assembly. So I've removed the ballerina from the box to display it closed. And because the ballerina is removable, guess what? The ballerina can also not only serve as part of the ballerina music box, but it can also work as a ballerina doll for her, like doll to play with. So this gives me options. But anyways, what do you think of the ballerina box and the ballerina? Please tell me in the comments if you can. And Maja Szewczak, see you in another video. Bye!